not story for today. You know, there are wounds that never show on the body that are deeper and more hurtful than anything that bleeds. It is known as a trauma. That scenario I just painted. Now, the president of the Senate and number 3 man, Godswill Akpabio, is walking that path now. Recall that the Senate president had come under heavy criticism after the alleged sexual harassment saga broke. Akpabio raised concerns that he was merely Senator Natasha Of Traumatizing's latest victim, since previous allegations by her turned out to be false. Meanwhile, we can tell you that opposition senators have been visiting the suspended Senator Natasha Of Traumatizing.
Well, what has been happening these past few weeks is an embarrassment to the country, you know, because for one thing we must get clear is this. I think in our society, you know, women are generally seen as underdogs, you know, either even in so-called societies where they're not conservative societies. How many senators do we have in the women senators? I think just about four. I mean,
and remember, you get the impression we have come a long way since Second Republic.
Oh, yes.
But to Second Republic, only one female senator. You remember her name? Franca Afegua.
Yeah. How many women are state governors as we speak today? None. You see? So it's just...
How many women are even councillors?
So are they a long way from home?
So it shouldn't be a long way compared with what is going on in Rwanda.
Yeah.
That is even here. You know, so you have a situation where...
But have you heard a cynic who said that can take place in Rwanda because there are more women? I don't know if that...
So, you know, you have a situation where you have an animal kingdom with lions and then a lot of goats and sheep.
And then you are discussing what to have for dinner.
You know, and you are discussing what to have for dinner. Any sheep that tries to even defend its mates will be seen as a traitor, because they will say that, look, we are trying to provoke the lion to devour all of us at the time. So that is what is going on. So I really sympathize with the Nigerian women on that note. However, the issue of sexual harassment that has been raised, maybe the Senate president is right, maybe he's wrong, maybe Natasha is correct, Nigerians are at a loss.
Maybe she is not.
Maybe she's not. We have been denied of the truth of this matter. Because there has not been an independent investigation, because Nigerians are anxious to know what actually happened. What is the real situation? Who is actually guilty? Was it a wrong accusation or not? That suspension for 6 months has robbed Nigerians the prospect of getting to the truth of this matter. And I think what is likely to happen is that...
I don't let that slip by.
Yeah.
I've heard the counter motion, which says, going by the rules, you cannot suspend an elected senator for more than 14 days. Have you heard that too?
Yeah.
Are you asleep? You can't sleep on this.
I was told. No, it's not about sleeping on it. But sometimes we also need to go back and see what people have been doing in the past. People have been suspended for that long.
For that long?
Yeah. You have only been recalled. So what we do a lot of times is that we allow emotions to becloud our judgment. I read an article this morning, and it's on that note I'm also going to advise the Senate President that a lot of people see his outlook as somebody who needs to get a firmer grip of himself and close doors for things that are considered flimsy and people that do not add value to him. He wants to be a man of the people.
Yeah.
He wants to carry everybody along. He's one that we Yorubas, we call him Jaye Jaye. He likes socializing, the good time and all that.
Sorry, quickly, there's an Ade in Lagos here who wants to lend the weight of his voice to this thing. Ade, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Let's go. Go on.
Okay. All right. Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Okay. I just want to make a quick contribution concerning this Senator Natasha. Well, I think the matter has to be situated correctly. The suspension, the way I see it, was based on the rules of the Senate. Nobody is talking about sexual harassment. Yes. The senator flouted the rules of the Senate.
Yeah. Are you there?
There is no doubt that, even the Senate said it yesterday, that she was not suspended because of this sexual harassment thing. She wasn't. It was a matter of not adhering to the Senate rule. And
not
I was
playing by the
saying,
rules.
that article I read this morning showed me that it needs to close the gap and be seen as somebody who is firmer and more serious in his outlook. Because there was a comparison of this person with a David Mark. We saw how David Mark, despite having a military background, how he ran the Senate. And one of the things he does when there are issues, as you are speaking as a senator, is telling you, Senator, can you read to me what rule so and so says? So even when you, as the senator, will finish reading that rule, you can't even say anything again. You're already sitting down. Because he has defeated you with his clear understanding
in a superior logic
of what the rules are. And we need that kind of firm control of that assembly so that things won't degenerate. A lot of Nigerians are even no longer paying attention
to them,
to our lawmakers. It's so unfortunate.
And again, many Nigerians need to remember that around the world, a National Assembly is the engine room of democracy.
Even the Senate, more so the Senate.
The Senate.
We've seen women in that Senate.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen the former deputy governor of Ekiti State, Olujimi. We've seen Anitagiwa. They have passed through that place. We've seen a lot of reps, the way they carried themselves.
And by the way, do you know there are 13 members of the House of Reps who are female?
And then somebody now comes into the Senate and wants to, I don't want to go into that sexual harassment, and they should go to court and sort that out. The moment she has evidence, at least they must have maybe exchanged things that are written down. Because if you don't have anything on paper to show the court, and you are just saying by word of mouth, then there will be a problem. Not even with what Reno or Mockery revealed of recent. You accuse him of sexually harassing you while the guy was in the US.
Well, the Senate president said 3 other accusations like that by the embattled Senator Natasha were proven to be wrong.
Yes, and unfortunately, when you go to court to go and fight for, he defamed me, he did this, he did that, you only need one person who will come and give evidence that this is a character flaw in this person. And that ends it.
In law, Wale knows this. The burden is on the accuser.
Yes, to prove. It's not.
Prove.
And also to add on this issue that opposition people are visiting.
Going to see her.
It's not out of whether they are really concerned about the issue. It's like vultures, in the folklore. They see that the cow is ill. They now went to cow and say, we understand you have come to pay UVC to buy. They are waiting for that cow to die so that they can feast on it. So those opposition people, they are just waiting to see whether she will decamp. It's not as if they're actually there. That's what I suspect. So, but I think that as we move forward in this country, we need to emphasize the need for people of integrity to be in the National Assembly, whether you are women, whether you are men, you know, so that people will have more confidence, you know, in that National Assembly. He has just mentioned a former Senate president, you know, because is that this same National Assembly who has somebody telling a woman that I will impregnate you? Can you imagine that? You know, in the Senate, can you imagine that vulgar for coming out from a senator? So there are moral challenges in the Senate, which I hope that, you know, righteous people in that Senate, they are there. They are good people in that Senate.
After
we
all,
come together to deal with this
the
issue.
chambers are said to be hallowed.
Yeah.
So there must be hallowed people there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just the chamber. If a hallowed chamber is filled with unhallowed people, there's already a problem.
It's only with integrity that people have trust.
I'm wondering if we can draw a parallel with what happens in the United States. The vice president is the number 3 man, apart from being number 2. He is the president of the Senate. So the speaker is much more influential than in Congress. But here we have a number 3 man who, in an extreme case, could become number 1 or number 2, as the case may be.
I still see that case as one of Senator Akpabio not being because this is all rough now. I'm trying to find the right language.
Passing any
I'm not passing any
judgment.
Yes, no. But I still see her that she did not use her discretion properly in that altercation.
And discretion, because they say, is the better part of valor.
Yes, because if you had, at the time others were coming to you too, you would have, all of this won't come into the open, and we will not be hearing of, she did it because of this, she did this because of this. All those would have naturally died down. If you have anything against the Senate president, do it on another platform. Not for you to enter into that hallowed chamber and make it unhallowed. Yeah,
Wale, we can go back there because both former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and former Senate President Bukola Saraki had said an independent inquiry should be set up. You toe that line?
Well, for different reasons. They are saying it for political reasons, to harvest, you know, from to make political scores from that game. Who are they? What is there to be telling us about? You know, don't we know who they are? Are they not in that same National Assembly? Are they not part of the problem? But I'm not against, you know, getting the truth, you know, for Nigerians to actually know. So that I think that actually would be a plus to the Senate president and also to the suspended senator. Because at the end of the day, Nigerians will be able to be aware of what actually happened. I think they owe us, we the electorates, you know, the obligation to actually, we're actually the one that has been traumatized. It shouldn't just be the Senate president alone. Because we don't know what is happening at the, you know, National Assembly, who is actually telling the truth. So if there is if in the search for truth, if there will be need for an independent inquiry, why not? But not the one that is being suggested by people who are just politicians who want to just say a case where they can harvest from political gain, not in our own interest.
As we begin to take this home, Datu, do you see a middle course here somewhere?
I don't see it happening again. Maybe if this issue had not degenerated into this sexual harassment thing, perhaps there will be one. This case is in court already. She is not the only one that has gone to court. The wife of the Senate president has gone to court. The Senate president is also going to head to court. So it's already a big issue. And
to think that both politicians, Mr. Senate President and Senator Natasha Akpabio, are lawyers. So they see what I'm not seeing.
They are always saying what we can see. Politicians.
Okay.
That's who they are. They're always saying what we can see. But I don't see them being able to, that thing won't go away. And the Senate president needs to prove that he has no blame in this. If he doesn't prove that, then we'll always be saying, maybe as a journalist, they call us for a function and they say, it's a family affair. Then I won't take my wife. So the Senate president must pursue it for him to be clear, so that I won't say, Mr. Senate President, you can't be in the same. I can't be in the same garden where you are with my wife. So he needs to pursue it, and I want him to.
I don't understand you.
No,
don't trivialize it.
We are not trivializing it. I mean, that stain is going to stay on him. That's the point I'm making.
Well, he is telling you he's going through a trauma. So
that trauma should not end.
As human beings,
yes,
we sympathize with him, but we are saying these things could have been avoided.
Yes, it could have been.
Yeah.
But now that it has not been avoided, it has reached this stage, then they should go the whole org for us to know who is guilty.